Hey y'all, welcome back to Guaranteed Fresh. This is Cashlyn. As you can tell, my co-host isn't here with me today, but he'll be back soon, y'all. I guess I'ma just hop straight into what's good. I've been reading this book called Start Ghetto, and it's not what you think. It's a book for creatives and entrepreneurs or people who want to be entrepreneurs, and it's an encouraging book. I'd say it's a book that encourages those people like myself, creatives, potential entrepreneurs, to start where they are. Start with what we have and pursue the things that we want to pursue. Because sometimes we talk to ourselves, we have negative self-talk, and we say, I can't do this because, or when I achieve this, then I can do this. But in reality, all we have is all we need. And I hear that almost every Sunday from Pastor Michael Todd. And this book is really just nailing it in. Like, all you have is all you need. So I encourage everybody to read the book. It's called Start Ghetto. I'm going to put a picture of it probably somewhere on the screen here so you all can look it up, possibly read it. It's a really good read. This week, I got the chance to catch up with Asha, and we talked about Christmas and relationships, balancing or creating a good atmosphere for your family as it evolves. Because Christmas is a little bit different as we get older. Sometimes you have a boyfriend, you get married, you have kids. Your Christmas structure is a little bit different. And we got to take a deep dive into that topic, and it was really good, and I don't want y'all to miss it, so keep watching, and here it goes. Welcome back to Guaranteed Fresh, and as you can see, I have a guest. It's Asha. It's Asha. Okay, well, I brought Asha here to talk about the holidays and relationships.
Cause we're still in the holidays.
Yeah, we're still in the holidays. Christmas coming up. You ready for Christmas?
No.
At all?
Not even a little bit.
Not at all.
Not even a little bit.
Not one gift.
No. They might get gift cards.
You ain't getting no candles from Bath and Body Works?
I did get that, but that's not nobody's Christmas gift. That's for me.
She's selfish with it, y'all. She got all the candles. That was it, $9.95?
$9.95.
$9.95 candles off of her house. I don't know. I feel like y'all should go raid her stash
Please don't.
and call it a Christmas gift.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.
I don't know. I feel like Bath and Body Works and Victoria's Secret need to come up for the Christmas gifts because they always have the buy 3 get 3 free.
Yeah.
So you can split it up.
Yeah.
I can get two.
Two. Yep. Or give somebody those 3 and then give the free 3 to somebody else. So that's 2 gifts right there.
Exactly. And if you're real cheap, the buy 3 get 3 free. That's 6 gifts that you got knocked out.
You know what?
That's smart.
You right.
That's
you
smart.
right.
You know.
Yes.
So we're gonna hop straight into the topic, relationships and the holidays. She recently started this series on her Instagram that she has to keep going now.
I know. I've been slipping, but I'm gonna keep going. It might not be every single day. It might not even be every other day, but I'm gonna keep going on with it. So Just look out for it.
And she talks about relationships and things that we really don't hear about in conversations with our parents or anybody older than us. Nobody taught us these things that she talks about in relationships.
Right.
And how long have you been married?
2 years.
2 years. So she's fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh married. So she getting all the lessons.
Right.
Live. So what are some of the topics that you talked about? You covered already.
So the first topic I talked about was family and holidays. So that's a big one because most people don't know how to navigate that space of who side of family we spend time with. How do we not hurt anybody's feelings and things of that nature? So that was the first topic I did. The second topic I recently did was about being married with children or with a child and just the the rivers and flows and stuff that comes with being married and having a child. So that was the second topic. I haven't did another one yet, but it's coming. I don't know when. So don't ask. Don't even inbox for you. Ask when that's coming because I don't know.
No, inbox her. Like, we need episode. We need it now. Now. That put some pressure on her because we need the gems.
You're right. Y'all right.
Even the single people, because we were talking a little bit before this, and we're saying that a lot of people don't tell you a lot about realistic tips or realistic advice on relationships, like getting to know your partner, things that you should ask before you even consider getting married to somebody.
Right.
Like, those are things that we really have to talk about. Nobody tells you anything. They say, go to school, get a good job, get married, have some kids. They don't tell you all the in-between stuff that you're going to have to deal with. And I need those.
Yes.
Like, as a single person out here, I need all the tips. Like, I need a whole playlist to tell me what's what.
Right.
Because the pickings are real slim out here.
Excuse me. And that's what I've heard. And that's what I kind of, not represent, but I've seen through my friends that the pickings are slim, but I do believe there are good dudes in St. Pete. I think they're just in the cut. Laid back somewhere.
And what cut do I have to go searching for them? Because
I think they just don't be out and don't be known. I honestly truly believe that. And I'm not even talking about like popular men versus like quiet men like my husband. Just you like these people you never met them, you never seen them. You don't know everybody that went to all these schools.
Okay, so what cut did you meet your husband in?
So the cut I met my husband was, I knew his best friend, Jessica, rest in peace to her. She actually posted a picture of him. And I was like, oh, he's cute. And she posted the fact that he was single. So I was like, okay, well, let me go add him as a friend.
Ooh.
And so it went from there.
That's the first step. Oh, how you gonna add?
Yeah, it might sound very cliche, but add will, take you.
Yeah.
Can take you places.
Did you make the first move or did he make the first move? The ad was a move, but we don't count that. We don't count that as a move. So
let me think. First move per se, I think it was he saw me and then inboxed me. So he saw me in real life. So that would kick everything off. I had if he tells a story, he'll tell you that we was at we didn't really meet, we just saw each other at Tropical Smoothie, the one that was by Bayfront Hospital. And he would tell you that I held the door for him. And that's not the story. The story is I was going inside to get my own food, and he was trying to hold the door. I don't need you to hold my door, so I can go get my own food as he was coming out.
She said, don't hold my door. I hold my own door.
I'm going inside to get my food. I don't need you doing all that extra stuff.
Right.
But that was the first time we had saw each other. So
okay.
Then it went from there.
Oh. I'm going to hang out at all the tropical smoothies. Post your single friends, the good ones. Don't be posting all the others.
Listen.
That y'all be posting. Post the good ones.
Yes.
So I
tag
have to
them
add. Tag them. Mm-hmm. The good ones.
Mm-hmm.
The good cute ones.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need the other ones.
Agreed.
So, your first holiday, how did you all manage it? Was it a conversation that y'all had, or was it already just a kind of known thing? We're gonna spend time with both sides of our family.
No, because it was one of the things like it came up in conversation, and this before I had baby Zoe, so it was okay. Well, we know we have to spend time with both sides of the family, so how you want to do it? And it went from we spend time at his parents' house in the morning, then we go to my parents' house in the evening, and then we swap, or we keep it the same.
Right.
And it was for me in my relationship, it was an easier conversation. My family, his family is only this big.
Right.
It's not a lot of us on either side. So I can expect if you have a bigger family, it might be a little bit tougher.
Right.
So, and that's another thing. I'm sorry, Courtney, but disclaimer about my series. it's not necessary to give people advice. It's just things that me and my girlfriends talk about, me and Courtney just having a conversation about, and it's just things that people did not tell you and don't tell you in marriage counseling and stuff like that, like about how you spend holidays with each other's family, because like I said, our families are this big, so I'm sure it'll be different for your family if it's a huge family. So if you can take whatever I say with a grain of salt, I really don't care. But I'm just, that this is just something I started to try to, give my peers something that wasn't given to me. And it's not even no fault of anybody. It's just things like we talk about everything else. We talk about therapy. We talk about postpartum till our heads fall off. We talk about therapy again. It's on the list again. Like, we talk about these things all the time in mental health, but we don't talk about, how do I navigate through these ups and flows of my marriage? Nobody told me about this. Nobody talked about this with me. So it's just kind of like, I feel like I'm not putting my marriage on Front Street. I'm not telling y'all that we got problems. No, that's my dog. Like, our marriage is fine.
It shouldn't be. That's your dog.
Yeah. So I don't want people going like, oh, Asha and them might be having. No, it's fine. We're fine. This is just like, cause me and him have these conversations too, cause we ask our friends that are in relationships,
right,
that are married, when we're talking to them, they be like, hey babe, they said this, and they going through the same thing. I'm like, well damn, like nobody saying nothing.
Yeah. I mean, I think people are afraid to be vulnerable in that sense, because people will assume now we have a problem, not knowing everybody got the same issues.
Yes. Yes.
We all have the same issues, but you have to have that friend group or that group of people that you can be open with and not be afraid that they're going to judge you for it.
Right. Of course.
So it's really good that y'all have that, and y'all have the friends to like bounce these things off of.
Yes.
Because it makes it a lot easier.
Yes.
Transition.
Yes.
But I think the family dynamic is a really good thing to point out, because everybody's family dynamic is a little bit different. Maybe they do have a bigger family. Maybe they don't like their in-laws.
That's another family dynamic.
That's a thing.
Yes.
I don't know if I could date somebody where I don't like your family don't like me.
So when I was in dating, before even like me and Shay started seriously dating, I think it is only important if your significant other don't set those boundaries. And I talk big about boundaries.
Yeah.
So if your significant other do not set a boundary when it comes between this is my wife, these are my kids, this is my family, and y'all not gonna disrespect her or my family, then that's where the issue lies. Right. You can't teeter-totter a boundary either. You just have to stand firm in it regardless on how they feel, because you're building your own family. You're building your own legacy. So it's just like, if he can't stand up and say, like, this is my family, this is my wife, and that's it, put your foot down, that's what it's gonna be. Right.
And it's kind of hard to do, I think, maybe in the beginning, because this is fresh. But I think it's something to be said for a man who can do that from the jump. Like, once you decide this is what you're going with, this is your family, this is what you're building, to just put your foot down, that's to be commended. And I commend anybody who's able to do that.
Yeah. But every situation is hard too. Yeah. So I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody, everybody's family dynamic is different. Like we just said, is different. And another disclaimer: me and him both did not have kids either, so I can't.
It's different when kids are involved.
Yeah.
Too. And it seems like the older we get as a single person, like the harder it is to find somebody who doesn't have a kid. So it's almost like you bound to have somebody who has a kid. There's nothing wrong with you having a kid, because that's what you come with. That's a part of you. So it's just something to adjust to.
if you're saying St. Pete dated is trash.
Garbage. Hot garbage. Like, not even an understatement.
So, and when I was single, I had like a stern rule of like the guy couldn't have kids. And the only way I would date the guy if he had a kid or kids, plural, if their mother was like that. Like, I did.
No, Asha.
I did not want to deal with that side of it. So, single Courtney.
Yeah.
Do you have any like rules or anything when it comes to kids and dating?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say I have a rule, but I do think the dynamic between the mom and the dad are important. Because I'm not signing up for nobody else's drama, especially in dating you. Like, I shouldn't have to deal with your baby mama drama. That would probably be my deal breaker.
What about the number of children?
Ooh, one.
No, this isn't fair.
Okay. Maybe twins.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
I can't.
You just heard what I said, and that might sound cruel, but
it's not cool, because I think it is easier to deal with somebody who doesn't have kids, especially when you don't have any, because now you all can make time and get to know one another. When somebody has kids, you always have to keep in mind, like, I have to be considerate of the time with kids. When you don't have none, it's me and you.
Yep.
That's it.
But it's not even that, like, I'm a big fan of clean breakups. And if I always feel like if I'm gonna date a guy with a child, I'm gonna treat your child as if he's mine. Or if that kid is mine, he or she is mine. So when we break up, I feel as if we break up, I'm breaking up with that child, and I'm too emotional for that.
Now that you put it that way. Oh.
I'm way too emotional.
You don't want to break up with the baby.
Yeah. And like, cause I get that I still can probably have a relationship with that baby, but what if you, as my ex, started dating somebody else? So now what?
Now I got feelings about that.
Yeah.
You're right. No kids. I retract my statement. None.
That wasn't the point.
I'm sorry.
That wasn't the point of what I was at, you know?
I didn't think about it that deep, but you're right.
Yeah, that's why I apologize to say that the baby mama gotta be dead soon. But that's how I used to take dating somebody with your children. I didn't take it that serious. Like, I'm stepping into a role of some type of female figure for your child. Right. And
I mean, and that's true when you're dating with a purpose. Because some of y'all out here dating just all willy-nilly. And I'm not one for that.
That was a good one. That you hit the nail on the head with that one. So, yeah, I'm not that type of dater. So, you're right. Uh-oh. Okay. So when it comes to Christmas traditions, what kind of Christmas traditions have you started with your family, and what one did you take from your childhood that you're gonna do with your baby? So the one we do is the big kid, which is my husband. He gets to open the gift the night before. One? Yeah, one gift the night before. You could wait overnight. I say the same thing, but that's one we have started. That was one I brought from being a kid to now. When I had Zoe, we started the cookies and milk. Oh. I'm a firm believer in letting kids have their imagination. I'm a firm believer in letting kids pretend. Now that I'm an adult, I'll let them have that. Yeah. Like, it's Santa Claus. He might not, I might change the way Santa Claus look. He might be a black man, not a white man. Of course. But it's only right. Representation. Exactly. But I'm gonna still let her believe. I'm gonna still let her have a childhood. That's important. Yeah. It keeps kids, I won't say innocent, but it gives them something to look forward to. Yeah. Like, as I'm a Christian, so I do believe that we have to incorporate God in our Christmas, Christ in our Christmas. Yes. But kids' imagination, they only have it for so long. Yep. So let them. Yep. Like you said, you don't want to say innocence, but it is. Right. The imaginary friend is the like my daughter is the only child, and just the things she do with her toys by herself is just like, how?
Did she make up songs?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Not
When
yet.
she start making up a song, you gotta record them because they're gonna be hilarious. Gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, not yet.
My nieces have made up some songs. They made their dolls play games, and it's just really like y'all imagination. Where did mine go? Because I can't even think of like how y'all do that.
Because you start experiencing life, you start experiencing things, and so then the sweet innocent of this world that you thought once thought of is just like, you know what? America is actually kind of trash. With a Gucci belt on.
It's so trash. It might not even be Gucci at this point. Like, it might be like Dickie. Like, we don't know. Y'all do that. Y'all downgrade America. It's not Gucci anymore.
Listen.
It's terrible.
It's very terrible.
So, you have to let them have their innocence. But those traditions that we have, I feel like, of course, as somebody with no kids and single, I just feel like a lot of the traditions that we have are important to break sometimes.
Yes.
Or some of the beliefs that we have are important to break sometimes, even in terms of relationships. Because we were talking about it earlier. They say that you should go to school,
get a good job,
get a job, get married, in that order, and then have kids.
And then have kids.
And
so
then,
things happen between go to school and get married. Not even get married, go to school and get a job.
Yeah.
Because we're in different times.
Different times. And not even to say that formula couldn't work for some people, because it will work for some people.
And it did work for some people, actually.
Definitely. But you have to also respect somebody's choice to go to school, travel abroad, go to school, go to a trade school. Like, you have to respect people's journey and stop trying to keep them on this timeline that we want them to be on, and stop asking them, so what are you doing? Maybe I'm talking personal, Lord. Hold on. Like, stop putting people on this timeline, and instead of asking them, so what are you doing now? Like, so how are you?
First, yes.
How are you first?
Yes. And
then try to gauge like where they are in their journey, instead of trying to put them on this, oh, well, by now you should have. And I think that's important for us to kind of break that cycle, or break that tradition, because I mean, it's Christmas coming up, so you know you're gonna be around your family, and that's one of the main things your family like ask you.
So one thing, even though I have a love-hate relationship with social media, but one of the things that I always circulate around my social media is comparison is a thief of joy.
Definitely.
So when you get over that fight of this is how it should have been, so the only thing I kept that tradition, Christianity, whatever anybody wants to call it, Sadiddy, whatever, I kept that I wanted to be married by a baby. I kept that because I don't think I can handle a baby daddy. I don't think my mental health can handle.
I'm with you.
I don't think, I could honestly handle it. So, but when it came to, go to school, get a job, get married, that's, sometimes life just doesn't happen that way. It is what it is. And that's one of the things that, when you go to these, I've been reading on social media about, people going to their family's house for Christmas this year, if, even if you're staying home for COVID, but just that fear of, what if they ask me about it? Oh, okay, so right. You're my friend, but I mean, it's because it took me a long time to get to this place too. So this is worked on Asha. This thing, don't talk to me when I was 23, 24, because I wasn't talking this way. But when you get to that point of it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, like with my family, I don't know about you, with my family, if my auntie's gonna come to, what you doing, who is he, and all that type of stuff, well, where your kids at? What they doing?
Now you in their business. Now you in their business.
Because you in mine. So, go get with your kids' business, and then once you get with your kids' business, we stop.
And then she said it. She said it. And that's it. And I completely agree. But I think it's even important for us to encourage like the younger people kind of coming up under us.
Yes.
Like, do not be stuck in a box.
Yes.
Don't be stuck in what people say you should do.
Of
course, within reason, do what you want to do as long as it's not illegal and it's not hurting anybody else.
Yes.
Do whatever it is that you want to do. Don't keep it on anybody else's timeline. If you're a Christian, keep it on God. You and God gotta understand this. Keep it on His timeline. Like, because it can put unnecessary pressure on you, and it can make you honestly not want to be around people when you're not on the path that they think that you should be on. And I've been, I won't say a victim, but I've been in that situation where I didn't even want to go to certain family gatherings because I know they're gonna ask me, "What you doing?" And I don't want to be uncomfortable telling them what I'm doing because it's not necessarily like the traditional path.
And you have to just but you also have to have that confidence and tell them what you're doing.
Right.
And sorry, but not care.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
What's that?
It's so hard not to care though, because like your family been with you so long, like I guess they know you in a sense. They don't know you.
I think it's the in the back of your mind or in the front of your mind that they know they want what's best for you, right? So, at some point in time you have to, just take a step back. Like, I understand that y'all think this is what's best for me, but I'm doing what's best for me right now.
Right.
And I'm good. Once, it start falling apart, I hope y'all be there, to have my back or whatever. But, this is what I'm doing right now.
Right. So, I mean, we kind of left the relationship.
Yeah.
We got into some life stuff.
Yeah.
But you what was the other topic that you talked about on your Instagram?
The marriage and kids.
Marriage and kids. So I guess it does tie in a little bit with
it's tradition. You asked me about what Christmas tradition have we started.
Yeah. So when people get married, I just said, don't you ask people when you gonna have a baby right after they get married.
Oh,
that's what she said.
So it's not even. So what's the crazy part is. So Zoe is 18 months. She'll be 19 months this coming month, December. And people would ask us when we're having more kids, and it's like I feel like she just got here.
She just got here. She did.
I was pregnant for 9 months, and she only been here for a year and a half. So I just feel like we just got into this. So why is this a question? Like, I've had one. She's one is here, one is fulfilling, one is tiring, one is
she walking, talking, about to be in the potty. That's a lot.
All in one little human. So, and it wasn't necessary to even say, like, I understand that people are excited when people get married, then have kids, and then have children. It was more so on the topic of, let us figure out this one. Because some of y'all got multiple kids and don't know what to do with multiple kids.
Yep.
And it was, so what made me even, and that's why I probably need to go back to that topic so I can explain that part a little bit more, because I don't know if you watched them. They're the Ellises, Kadeem and Duvall Ellis.
I think I saw a clip from them that went viral.
So on that topic right there, she was the topic was him being us as women asking a man to be monogamous.
Yes. When
as women we can't be everything they want us to be during those times of having kids and stuff like that. So in it, I saw a lot of people like getting upset with on both ends. Actually, I didn't see like one was more than the other, but I understood more so where Kadeem was coming from. Because it's not on purpose. It's not that our energy or our attention goes to our kids on purpose.
Right.
We grew these humans inside of us, and it just naturally happens. And so, as a man, you love your kids, but you have an attachment, but it's still different.
It's different
when you actually grow a person on the inside of you. Side note, even like just the whole when I was pregnant and I'd be up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because I have this human that's inside of me during Karate Kids, and I now can't sleep.
Oh boy, I can't imagine.
And your husband just, sleeping peacefully.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know, you're being karate kicking your spleen and all that type of stuff. Just sleeping away peacefully.
I think I might karate kick him just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
I'm experiencing this. I think you should experience
it with me. Yes. So even just that, like, that is something that they don't get to physically experience like we do.
Right.
So she said the same thing you said about going to school, get a job, get married, have kids.
Mm-hmm. Nobody
stops and think, well, we've had a kid. Babe, how you feeling about having another baby?
Yeah.
Well, babe, we're back traveling. We're back having really, really good date nights. We're back, spending time with one another. So, I don't think, we should have more kids. I think we're okay with this one.
Right.
And not to say that people that have 2 and 3 kids not having that conversation, but I really feel as if it's an important conversation to have before you have other children, because you do miss your significant other.
Right. And
it's not necessarily you're missing your significant other because y'all arguing. You're missing your significant other because literally you have a human being in the middle of y'all 14/7. Yeah. Maybe not 24/7. Maybe, 10 hours. Baby at school, baby at practice,
Right. Yeah, I can see how you can miss that quality time.
Yes.
Like the time that you get, that short period of time that you get when you get married, the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
Before the baby got there. Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. And then you probably can't really travel as freely as you might want to because you always have to consider a baby.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that because I believe that babies are a blessing. But it's just time that you might miss with your spouse. I can get it.
Yeah, especially if you and your spouse start to remember the good times y'all had with each other.
Yeah.
And it's not even necessarily. It doesn't make y'all sad in that moment. But when I'm by myself, sometimes I'm like, dang, my dog used to, do whatever.
Right.
Even though I like just now have to consider a babysitter or whatever like that. And that's another thing, finding a trustworthy, consistent babysitter. And as she's getting older, it's getting a little bit easier. Mm. But still, when she's in that infancy age, you don't want to have to wait till she's older to get
back to your husband. Yeah. Oh man, you make it sound so hard, Asha.
I am. I don't want that either. Like, marriage and kids are beautiful. It's just we have to start having hard conversations because then we end up being married for 30 years, but only being able to say we've been married for 30 years, but he sleep in one room, I sleep in another room.
Right.
We don't talk.
Right.
We go eat, but then he go in his room, I go in my room.
I like that you keep saying that your husband is your dog, that's your friend. I feel like that's how it should be.
Yeah.
And I think having those conversations easier when you and the person that you with are friends.
Yes.
So I think that's important. I'm putting on my list of things that I need. I need kids, be in the cut.
Oh.
Be in the cut. Be my dog. That's it.
Yes, because I'm sure it's certain things you talk to your brother about, certain things you talk to my brother about, some type thing you talk to your girlfriend about, mm-hmm. some things you talk to your guy friend about, or whatever. And it's just like, why wouldn't you want your significant other to be that person?
Right.
Like the person you sleeping with or you coming home to or whatever. Why not let that person be your friend?
Right.
Because if anything does, and I remember somebody was just like, marriage isn't that guarantee that he would be a good father. And I'm just like, well, or marriage isn't guaranteed either. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I'd rather have the security of the marriage and the fact that he took the time out to get to know me and vice versa, and he took the time out to get to know me to the fact that he wanted to marry me.
Right.
And if the marriage does not work out, at the end of the day, we're friends. And if we're friends, I'm not going to want to hurt you.
So this leads me to another question. Because this turned into giving Courtney relationship advice. Okay, so at the point, like, y'all start dating, y'all are friends, y'all have the friendship established. Mm-hmm. What were some things that you looked for in him that made you know that he'd be a good husband?
So, it's gonna sound so cliche. It's gonna be corny. He, when we went on our first date, we went to the beach after we left Ruth Chris, and so I had on heels, and so he was like, "Want to go walk on the beach?" I said, "Sure, you know, whatever." And I was trying to take my heels off, and my shoe, like my hook on my shoe, wouldn't come loose. He bent down and unhooked my shoe, and I was just like, "Well, this is my husband." So it was a wrap. I said it might sound corny, cliche, all that, but that's how I knew. I was like, "Oh, this is my husband." Cause nobody has ever done it. I never thought like to even. It gave me a certain confidence of, you know, I don't really have to do this life shit by myself. Excuse me.
Right. I get you.
Just that small gesture.
The fact that she just came straight out of Tyler Perry movie with the thing, like they went to a nice restaurant, stroll on the beach, and he unhooks her shoe. That's like the beginning of a fairy tale. But you know what? I'm gonna keep the hope.
No, I'm gonna look at the camera.
Uh-oh.
If you're a single woman in St. Pete, get out of St. Pete. Go to Tampa. Maybe football players walk around in International Mall. Right now, the Raptors are practicing at St. Leo University. I don't know where their hotel room is.
Go to St. Leo.
Get out of St. Pete. Then, you know what? You ain't even necessarily gotta go to Tampa. Just get out of Florida. Like it is a bunch of single men out here. And I'm not saying, you know, have sex with all of you. But all I'm saying is date out, like travel. Like there's nothing here.
There's really nothing here. But you know, I'm keeping the hope that that the one might be in the cut somewhere. Maybe I know him. I'm just overlooking him because I'm good for that. Good at overlooking him.
We as females we do that.
Yeah, even good people. I think I've encountered some good people. I just didn't look at them in that way. So we'll see what 2021 got in store. We'll see. For the rest of 2020, I'm chilling. So
don't even bother. But come on. But yes, get out of Florida. Like I went to Washington, but this is when we was dating. Me and him went to Washington. Whatever. I met some cool dudes out there, like Chocolate City. Like
Chocolate City.
Let's go.
No, but yeah, I think I dropped something. Sorry, y'all. But I think that the conversations that you have are very important to have, and I can't wait until you post some more. So we're gonna keep the pressure. We're gonna keep the pressure going on you.
That's fine.
To get the content out because we need it.
Yes.
And I think that it's just gonna spark people to have more conversations like that, even with their friends, because they're not gonna agree with you in some situations. But it's still gonna start the conversation, and that's the important part.
That's all. I just want people to talk about it. Like, once again, this is not necessarily advice. This is not even necessarily on how to catch a good man. It's none of that. It is just stuff that I know for me, my family, my friends, my marriage counselor did not necessarily prepare us for or whatever.
Right.
Like, I would love to have another baby, but guess what? Right now is probably not the right time to, pursue of us having the pursuit of having another baby right now. Right. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's the baby balled us down. No. Now that the baby got older, we just action now. Like we was before. Yeah. And we just kind of like, okay, we good. We're in a good spot.
That's I don't know. I think those conversations need to be had.
Yeah.
And they're important for single people to listen to too.
Yeah.
Because now you know what to look for. You know how to maneuver certain situations. Even if you maneuver differently, now you know what may be coming might maybe coming your way when you want to get married.
And what the funny thing is, most of my feedback come from single people.
Good, because we need.
No, that makes me happy.
Yes, because we need to know that. I mean, even going into dating, like we were talking about earlier, there's certain conversations that you have to have with people that you're just dating.
Yeah.
To even know if it's gonna work.
Just their mindset, just what their thought process is. I forget what this might sound corny and cliche again. A Medea movie. She was saying that you need to see this person in 4 seasons. And at first it might be like, what you mean? And it's real. You need to see when they're happy, when they're sad, when they're angry, and what was the word for me? Happy, angry, sad, and mad. No, angry and mad is the same thing. I can't think of that fourth one. But she was saying like you need to see, like you have to see these different type of scenarios, different type of people, and see, where their heart is. Because if you see them get mad with somebody else, how they gonna treat you when they get mad?
Right. This is true. This is why we need. This is why we have to be talking about this.
But that's not a topic yet, so.
Not yet. But we're gonna write it down and put it in the
I'm
notes.
gonna put a sticky.
Yeah, put a sticky note on it.
Yeah.
Put
a pen in it.
Pencil it in.
Yep.
Right there.
Right there. Got it.
Because we need that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to thank you so much for coming on my podcast.
No, I thank you for inviting me. I was like, I'm getting invited to a podcast already. But I definitely appreciate you bringing me on here. I mean, this was fun.
Oh, great. We have to have you back again because talk about some more stuff.
Okay.
Usually I have a co-host. His name is Coach Jay. So we usually bounce things off of each other in terms of like men-women perspective.
Yes.
So we definitely have to have you back.
Oh,
maybe in February.
So that's fine?
Yes.
The Valentine's episode?
Yeah, maybe we'll do like a man-woman discussion. I don't know. We'll pencil that in too.
Yeah.
But we'll have to do something else because this definitely was a great conversation. And I can't wait to see what you do in your series. I know it's going to grow. People gonna have lots of things to talk about.
Yes, I actually got a whole bunch of topics to get to, but look,
it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So let the people know where they can follow you.
On Facebook, it's Shady Headley, and that's because I don't want my coworkers following me. But so
I don't follow her coworkers.
I'm block you. But it's SHADY Headley, HEADLEY. That's on Facebook. On Twitter is @Lady5Headley. On Instagram is @_ nope, actually it's not. Is it? Hold on.
She done forgot her Instagram handle.
Right. Is it _ No, there's no underscore. It's just ASHTOBER and 5.
Ashtober 5.
So
that's her.
Yeah.
So you can follow the podcast at Guaranteed X Fresh on Facebook and on Instagram. You can follow me, Cashlyn _official on Instagram, Cashlyn official on Facebook. And I want to thank y'all for watching this. If y'all got some good tips from the episode, drop them in the comments. We want to hear from you. If you can relate to what Asha was talking about, drop it in the comments because I want to hear it. We're going to go back and forth. I'm going to interact with y'all. And we'll see you next week. Bye.